Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to the new year, new term. And also, we'll start the new section of our English first class. Okay. Before that, I have to tell you that there is one lesson that I am skipping. That is conjunctions. You already know what are conjunctions. That means joining words. Already you have seen in your previous class, and you know it well. That's why I am just skipping it and continue with the next lesson, that is the sentence. You know what are sentences also, but just a revision is needed because when we progress to the next lesson, that is related to the sentence. So you must know what are sentences and you must recall it. So that I will just revise what are sentences in this lesson, and we will continue more about sentences in the coming lessons and interchange of sentences from one type of sentence into another. We will try to do it. Okay, and children, since it is not a live class, I cannot ask you a question. Though it's not a live class, let me ask you what are sentences. You must have studied it in your lower classes. What are sentences? Sentence is a group of words that gives complete sense. Okay, so which are the things or the needs or the parts that must be there in a sentence? Sentence is a group of words. Words, group of words, that's a must thing. Okay, and even if there are many group of words or many words are there in a structure, it cannot be called a sentence. And another thing that is required for making a sentence is group of words which gives complete sense. Okay, should give complete sense. It should give complete sense. There should be meaning, so that only we can call it as a sentence. Otherwise, it's not a sentence. So, if I say you a group of words, you won't understand anything. Okay, you won't do anything because you cannot understand what it is. But if I say you in a sentence, you will do whatever I request you, because there is complete sense. So sentence, in a sentence, it is compulsory that there must be group of words and that should give complete sense. I have written group of words on the board. Okay, you just see what I have written. First one is a group of learned people. A group of learned people. And the second, I have written a group of learned people gathered in a hall. Okay, and both have group of words. A group of learned people, that's a group of words. For example, A, that is one group, another word of another word, learned, another word, and people, another. So there are 5 words in that. Okay, and here a group of learned people gathered in a hall. Okay, in the first one, even though there are a group of words, we cannot call it a sentence, because even if I say a group of learned people, you won't understand anything. Okay, if there is no verb, no predicate in that, you won't understand what I say. So, in a sentence, I told you that it should give you complete sense. A group of learned people gathered in a hall. So, what is important in a sentence, or what is a structure? Means if you divide it broadly, how can you divide a sentence? Subject and predicate. Okay, and in the predicate part, there must be verb, that is compulsory. Okay, verb is compulsory, and sometimes there will be object, sometimes there may not be. Sometimes there will be complement, sometimes there may not be complement or object. But verb is compulsory in a predicate, and predicate often starts with the verb. So So what is the predicate in this sentence? The first part I told you that this is, even though it is a group of words, it won't constitute a sentence because there is no verb or predicate in that sentence. Sorry, in that group of words. While in the second group of words, a group of learned people gathered in a hall. Okay, so can you divide it into two subject and predicate? Okay, well, does the verb starts? Gathered. Gathered is the verb. That's an action word. So a group of learned people, that is subject, gathered in a hall, that is a predicate. Okay, so subject can be a group of words. Sometimes it will be a single word. For example, I teach. I, that alone is subject there. Teach, that is verb. So there is only one word in the subject part and predicate part also one word only. But sometimes there may be more than one word or two words in a subject and predicate. So here the verb starts only there. So we can divide here the subject as a group of learned people, that is subject, gathered in a whole, that is a predicate. Hope you understood. Children, you know what are the types of sentences. Even though you know it, I just tell you because you must recall it so that it will be easy for you to study the next lessons. Okay, and the types of sentence are of four kinds. First one is declarative, or as we have studied, that is called assertive sentence. Declarative or assertive sentence. Second one is interrogative sentence. Third one is imperative, and last one is exclamatory. You know what are these? Each type of the sentence you know. Okay, first one, declarative sentence. That is assertive sentence. There can be positive as well as negative sentence. For example, Ram is a doctor. That is a positive sentence. And Ram doesn't work at present. That is negative declarative sentence. So first part is called, first type of sentence is called declarative sentence or assertive sentence, and there are negative as well as positive sentences in declarative types. Okay, I'm just going fast because you know it. I don't want to make you bored. Second one is called interrogative. Interrogative from the word itself, you know, that is questions. Interrogative sentences are questions. For example, what's your name? That is an interrogative sentence. And otherwise, aren't you working now? That is negative interrogative. So there are positive as well as negative in interrogative types also. And third one is imperative sentence. Sit down. That is imperative. Imperative sentence always starts with a verb. Sometimes there will be, if it is a request, there will be words that denote request, like please, kindly, could you please. All this will be used in imperative sentences. Imperative sentence, you know, that is order, request, command, advice, etc. And last part is called exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentences will be identified by seeing the exclamatory mark. So when you write an exclamatory sentence, you must put an exclamatory mark. And you know to change one type of sentence into another. We have studied in tenses. For example, she is a doctor. Okay, can you change it into a question? Is she a doctor? Okay, you can change it to an interrogative sentence. Or she is working at Trishur. So we can change it into where is she working? So one type of sentence can be changed into another type. Already you have learned it. Children, in text there are descriptive works and exercise on different types of sentences. You can go through it. Okay, I don't want to explain it because you have learned it in your lower classes, and just I have given you a revision. That's enough. That rest. You must do the exercise and make it thorough by yourself. Okay. One thing that you may not be remembering is question tags. Okay. How can you make question tags? Okay. And in order to make question tags, you must know the contracted forms of auxiliary verbs. For example, are. What is the contracted when it is used with negative? Ain't or aren't. Okay. Do, don't, does, doesn't, will, won't, shall, shan't. All this you must know. You must keep it in your mind. So we'll do the question tags now. Okay, some sentences are written here. For example, they are students. Okay, that is a declarative sentence, and question tags will be made for declarative sentences only. They are students. Okay, subject and predicate part. They are students. And when you make question tag, you must find the auxiliary. Okay, what is the auxiliary here? Or here it is used as the main verb. Okay, so whatever it is, even if it is main verb or auxiliary, there will be a helping verb. If other than simple present and simple past tense, there must be an auxiliary verb or a main verb that functions as a main verb that is in the structure it is auxiliary. For example, are here, this is main verb, but still it is there. So when you make question tags, you must take it. If it is a positive sentences, the question tag will be negative. And if it is a negative sentence, the question tag will be positive. You must remember it. Okay. So often we use it when we talk, but we are not aware of it, whether we are using it or not. But unknowingly we use, but most often we use the wrong way of question tags. Okay. They are students, after that we will use isn't it. That's wrong. Okay. They are students. See the auxiliary here. That is are. Okay. So if it is a positive sentence, this that will be negative. So are, we will take first are, and positive we have to make it into negative. So aren't, then you must take the pronoun here. Aren't they? Aren't they? That's the question down here. They are students, aren't they? We use it in Malayalam also. Okay, in such a way we use it in Malayalam also. That is called question tag. That is only for a confirmation we use it. So I think that you understood it. If it is a positive statement, you must make negative question tag. And if it is a negative statement, you must make positive question tag. Second sentence, I can dance. What is the auxiliary used here? Modal auxiliary is used there. That is can. Here you must put comma. Comma is must. I can dance and can we have to use, and what is the contracted form of cannot? Can't. Can't. And what is the subject here? Can't I? I can dance, then question mark is subject. I can dance, can't I? Okay, that's the question tag of second sentence. Next one is I am playing cricket. I am playing cricket. So what is the auxiliary here? Am. Okay. And only for am, when it changes to negative, it will be changed to are. Okay. So what will be the question here? I am playing cricket. So aren't or ain't, both are right. Aren't or ain't. Aren't or ain't. Aren't I? Question mark. Aren't I? Question mark. But if it is a negative sentence, for example, if it is I am not playing cricket, the auxiliary will be used the same. For example, I am not playing cricket means am I, that is a question tag. Okay. Next sentence, she works in a factory. She works in a factory. Which type of sentence, which tense is used in the simple present? So auxiliary is not seen there, but we know do or does will be there in simple present tense. So we will take, since it is she, we will use does. Okay, so doesn't she? Question tag will be doesn't she. Doesn't she. Next one is they don't like games. They don't like games. That is negative sentence. And when you make it into negative sentence into question tag will be positive. They don't like games. So don't. You take don't and we will make it into positive. So do they. Question tag will be do they. Do they. So negative sentences will form positive question tag. It is very important because in all the exams, wherever you go, there will be a question, at least minimum one question will be there regarding question tags. But it's very easy to score marks. Only thing is you must identify the auxiliary verb and you have to make a question tag. That is the only thing. You will easily score mark. It's very easy grammar. They shall not come today. Shall not, that's negative. So you have to make positive question tag. They shall not come today. So question tag will be shall they. I think that with this you must have understood what are question tags. And question tags in a declarative sentence only you can make or form question tags. Declarative sentence, declarative positive as well as negative, you can form question tags. And if it is a positive statement, the question tag will be negative, and if it is a negative statement, the question tag will be positive. That you must remember. And other things are punctuation marks. That's very important. After the declarative statement, you must put the comma. That's must. Another thing is, if it is a short form, contracted form, above that you must put apostrophe. Aren't, n apostrophe t. That is to show that is a contracted form. So comma, apostrophe, and finally you must put a question mark because there is a question tag. That is why you must put question mark. With this, I think you understood it, and there are exercises in the textbook. Please do it by yourself and make sure that you know it. This important grammar section, even though it is not very important in ICSE syllabus, sometimes there are questions, but still it is very important in all the competitive exams wherever you go, for PSC test, any kind of test. It's very important. If there is English language, that's part of the exam, question tag is one of the questions. So please be thorough with question tag. Okay, that's why I have taken it in detail, even though the other parts I left. Okay, children. Children, conversion of one type of sentence into another is given in the text. You have already learned it. That's why I haven't taken in detail, but I will just take conversion of declarative sentence into exclamatory sentence, and that's the last part of our portion for this lesson. Okay, declarative sentence into exclamatory sentence. Other types you already know it. Do the exercise and make it thorough. That's enough for other types, and I will just make you recall because already you learned it. But if you are not remembering, just remember it. That's all. Okay, children. If this you know that and there must be an adjective when you change it into exclamatory types. There must be an adjective. Okay, and you must find out which is the adjective used in the sentence. Some sentences are written here. This is a beautiful day. It's very important. They are very active. He is great novelist. Okay. In the first sentence, if there is very or great, you can change it into what and how. If it is very, you can change it into how, and if it is great, you can change it into what. Okay, I'll make you understand by doing the exercise. This is a beautiful day. No, very or great is written there, but we will start with what. Okay, what. Then what is the adjective used there? Beautiful. So we'll take a beautiful. A beautiful day. Adjective plus noun. What a beautiful day. Then what is left? This is. Okay. So we'll take the same order there. What a beautiful day. This is or it is. Both are right. Okay, this is. What a beautiful day. This is. And finally, exclamation mark is very compulsory. Okay. By seeing the exclamation mark only, you can identify that the sentence is in exclamatory structure. So, what a beautiful day. This is. The structure is first the exclamatory word must be there. Then you must find out the adjective used there. Use the adjective second, last verb. Okay, subject and verb. Finally only it comes. It's very important. So we'll use here very is used there. So we'll start with how. How. Then what is the adjective used there? Important. We'll take that. Okay. How important. Then subject. How important it is. It is not is it. It is. It is. How important it is. And after that, exclamatory mark. Next sentence, they are very active. Very is there, so we will start with how. How. Then adjective, active. How active. Then subject, verb. How active they are. Then exclamatory mark. How active they are. Okay. And last sentence, he is a great novelist. Great is there, that's why we will use start with what. So what is the adjective used there? Great. So what a great novelist. Then subject, verb. He is. What a great novelist he is. Finally, exclamation mark. So children, when you convert into a declarative sentence into exclamatory sentence, remember that you must identify the adjective used there. It will help you to form exclamatory sentence. Most of the sentences start with what or how, most of it. But there are many other sentences which doesn't have what or how. But most of it, when you convert the sentence, it is very easy for you to use beginner like what or how. So if it is very, you can use how, and if it is great, you can use what. And finally, exclamation mark is compulsory. First what or how, then adjective. If there is verb along with the adjective, you can use that along with the adjective together. Okay, and then after that, what is given in the first, that is in the same way. For example, it is means it is only, not is it. Okay, that's the way how you convert declarative sentence into exclamatory. Okay children, we will stop here. There are exercises in the text. You must do it by yourself. Don't wait for my answer key, because this if you know the sentence very clearly, then only you can do the exercise in the next lessons. And page number 152 there are some exercise that is underline the subject and circle the predicate. You know that predicate start with verb, and whatever comes before that will be subject only. Next one is page number 154. Unjumble the following to form declarative sentences. Remember to punctuate correctly. Okay, so there are certain sentences, it can be negative or positive declarative sentence, but finally you must put full stop. Declarative sentence will have full stop, and each is given in jumbled way. You have to make it correct in the correct order and make sentences. Try it by yourself. And next one, page number 155. Write appropriate answers to these questions using imperative sentences. Okay, for example, first one, could I please see Mr. Thornton? Okay, what will be the answer? If someone asks, what will you say? Please take a seat. Okay, that is imperative sentence, and in such a way please complete that. Next one is interrogative sentence. Page number 156. Change the following sentences into interrogative sentences. Agra is famous for the Taj Mahal. So you can make it into question. How can you make what is Agra famous for? Okay, what is Agra famous for? In such a way please do it or change into another type of sentences according to the instructions given in bracket. 157, that is question tags, that already we have discussed it, and listening to that class please do that exercise. Last one, page number 158. Change the following declarative sentence into exclamatory sentence. Just now we discussed. Based on that class, please do that exercise. Last one is identify declarative, interrogative, negative, imperative and exclamatory sentences in the following passages. Please read each sentence, and above that please write which type of sentence is that. Okay children, here we stop. Please make it thorough the sentence so that it will be easy for you to come to the phrases and clauses. Okay, thank you.